Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey from Ripe Color and Danny, Bathrobe Tarot.
Hola,
Yay!
Jeffrey. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien. Gracias. ¿Y tú?
Qué bueno. Oh, bien, bien.
Bien,
That's
bien.
that's it. That's all I
Okay.
know.
I'm in Mexico and Danny is in California, which was Mexico.
It was Mexico.
That's
Yeah.
right. So we are here together. I love Danny. Danny is always so kind and sweet and even off camera. Because everyone seems really sweet on camera. Me, not so much sometimes, but Danny really is a nice person off camera too. Just so you all know. All right. So
How
today,
much is that going to cost me?
1,000
Okay.
per word. And then, right, if you get a commercial, like it's per word.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so we're going to do, tell us what we're going to do, Danny.
Okay. Well, this is going to be on both channels.
Yes.
So like and subscribe on both if you would, please.
Yes.
Um, so we're going to take the astrological signs of the four elements, and we're going to do a 3-month reading on each one of those four elements: earth, fire, water, and air. And so, for example, the air sign is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius.
Correct.
And then Jeffrey knows a little bit more about astrology than I do, so he may add some things to it. But we're going to do the next 3 months because it seems like there's this huge shift going on. I don't. Do you feel it in
Oh,
Mexico?
are you kidding? You should see my the yearly readings that I did for the year, and I think both the yearly and the January. Everybody is like getting like the Eight of Cups, the Death card, everyone's like, go your own way, do your own thing. Everybody, the
Yeah,
whole thing
new.
is being shook up. The whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're letting go of the old. We're bringing in some new stuff, and it's for me. I'm finding that there's a lot of stuff that I just need to let go of,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's hard to let go of it because it's so ingrained in,
Yeah.
from a kid,
Yeah.
my parents, my religion.
Sometimes it's absolutely, yeah, it's like a tribal thing or like a national thing, or we are this and this family last name, and we don't duh, duh, duh,
Yeah.
and it's a whole different ball game coming through. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's like you've done, like, that's why I do like the IET and the pendulum stuff, because it's like sometimes it's like I've discussed it in therapy, I've sort of let go of it, but I'm still holding it in my body.
Yeah, right.
It's like, well, this is just the way I do things. At the beginning of the day, I push my sister down the stairs because it's a habit.
Right. Yeah, right. What what the hell?
I
You
come up with
push your
very weird
sister
examples. I
down
don't know where they
this?
come from.
What? Yes.
I
Oh
know this
my
week somebody, I was telling this thing about, oh, you're going in a different direction. It's like you're a geologist, but now you decided to take up the violin. It's like I don't know where these things come out of my mouth from.
Yeah,
Where they go.
and that's becoming more and more prevalent where we're going, okay, that needs to go. It
Yeah.
just, number one, you need to stop throwing your sister down the stairs. No, you do, Jeffrey. You do.
She said she likes it.
She did not.
Well, that's what I thought I heard.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So my psychic sister is coming over there. She's gonna kick your butt.
Ay, Dios mío.
I know. I know. Hey, so being in Mexico, Have you been to any of the pyramids up there?
Yes,
The
yes.
pyramid of
I've been
Israel?
to, I was really lucky. I went to Teotihuacan, which is a really big pyramid
Yeah,
outside of Mexico City, the first time I was here. And I mean, it's so much bigger than you can possibly imagine. You see it in books, and then you're there and you're like, they built this by hand.
yeah,
That's the thing that just blows me away all about Mesoamerica, is that like in the giant continent, Africa, Asia, Europe, they had horses, they had iron, like, right? They had oxen. Here they have jaguars and eagles and maybe a
they're
few
strong.
sheep and some deer. They didn't have any horses, and they had like gold and silver, but gold and silver is very beautiful, but you can't really build things with it.
Yeah,
Um, so they built the whole thing by hand, and it's so big. And so anyway, now they don't let you climb it.
right.
I was talking to this guy that I met at a meetup, and he's a really interesting guy. He's really cultured. He knows a lot about a lot of things. And I practice Spanish with him, la la la. So he knows people. They have this thing, it's not LiDAR, but it's like that. And they can X-ray into the pyramid, because they would build one and then build another one and then build another one. And it's all
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. And they were able to go in and they're like, the thing is so dry on the inside that they're afraid, because they let everybody go up and down and up and down. And it's, when you're on the bottom, you're like, oh, I could do this. I could do this. And halfway
yeah.
up, you're like, what was I thinking? And
Right.
the step is about this big and it's like this steep. So it's like, don't lean back, baby. Don't lean back.
Yeah.
And, so anyway, they don't let people up, but I've been to the top and it's, you could feel it. You could feel it. Anyway,
Good thing your sister
Teotihuacan was
wasn't.
like
Good thing.
like a
Good thing.
mega metropolis, and they had a trade route from Arizona to Costa Rica. And don't forget, people are, it's by foot through the
Yeah.
mountains.
Right.
So they were able to obtain jade and rubber and feathers and chocolate and, foodstuffs and
Sure.
dye stuffs and textiles and so and obsidian. That's what they had. They had the obsidian, which is the volcanic glass, which is
Yep.
it's actually stronger. It can cut better than steel. So that was their thing, and they really had the monopoly, so they controlled all. And what they had was four core. I mean, I could go on. I know a lot about it. So anyway, I've been to Teotihuacan, and I've been to all the pyramids here in Mexico City, there, which are like 3 or 4 of them. And I've been
Do you
to
feel any energy when you go on those pyramids?
this whole place. I feel so much more attached to the earth here, and I feel so much more. You know what I feel here? I feel protected. I feel
Hmm.
protected. I feel encompassed. I feel loved. I feel it's like being a baby in the cradle. That's how I feel. That's how I
Oh,
feel. Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Because Mexico,
It's so
um,
ancient.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And as we were talking backstage, the energy is all over the place.
yeah,
I mean, it's like phenomenal. You can find anything. It's just crazy, but yet it's very comforting and connected. So I just find that fascinating.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a
And for me,
great.
I'm most comfortable in crazy. I'm most comfortable in chaos. I really am. People are like, oh, let's go to the country. It's like, I saw the tree. Can we go home?
Get out of here.
Like, I need a lot. I need a lot. And like the more on the inside, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the tree. Let's go home.
All right. All right. All right. Well, let's get into this. I don't even know how long we've been going, but
Oh, it doesn't matter.
let
Everyone's delighted with us because we're delightful.
except your sister.
Well, whatever.
She's not delighted with you.
Whatever. I don't even want to get into it. The
on the,
stairway,
the st-
it's the pyramid then. Now I'm going into my past life.
yeah, good thing your sister wasn't up on that pyramid with you. Just saying. All right. So let's look at the air signs.
Okay, let's go
Gemini,
air.
Libra, and Aquarius. We're going to pull 3 cards just to give an overview of what that looks like for the air sign. Do you want to talk a little bit about the air sign?
Wow. Got some big cards. Well, the air signs, generally, the air signs really come from the intellect, really come from a place of what do I think? They get a lot of information through the crown. It has to make sense. It has to be logical. I mean, that's a general view of air signs. That's a general, it's like, does it make sense in my head? And that's where I'm coming from, and that's where I'm going to. The other thing, though, air signs can also, because it, like a sword is sort of in the air, it's like they're picking up from the ether. So there's also an element in air signs of being quite, they wouldn't call it intuitive, but it is. They
Yeah.
might not call it, oh, well, I got a thought. It's like, well, where do you think it came from?
Yeah. Okay. So 3 cards for until we get to spring. I got little cards. You said you got big cards?
Okay, we'll put them together.
We'll put them together. No,
I
I'm
have 2
kidding.
aces.
Oh, I have 3 major arcanas.
You said little cards.
I know I lied.
I wouldn't stand at the top of a stairway if I were you.
Thank God we're in different countries.
Maybe
right.
that's why I've lived in New York and Mexico City. I do have a tendency for like violence in my head. All right.
Yeah, I don't see that in you, but then again,
I mean, it's all, maybe that's one of the things I need to let go of. I don't know. Yeah, no, look what I have.
oh, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and King of Pentacles.
Yeah. So, so I get a lot of newness starting, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so let me go there. So the Ace of Swords to me is really interesting. I mean, it's a beginning, it's a new idea, it's victory after tears, but it's such a fresh new idea. I feel like lately, like when the Ace of Swords comes up, because it's metallic, something flashes off of it, and it's like magic. And everything in the past dissolves. It's like a whole new, it's like a completely new way of looking at things. It's like,
Yeah.
and the past doesn't exist anymore because it went off in a poof of smoke or something, right?
Huh.
And then the Ace of Pentacles, my favorite ace. So the Ace of Pentacles is, first of all, it's illuminated. It's a little mini sun, right? It also symbolizes the solar plexus, and it's the clearest road in the entire deck. Obstacle-free road. It's coming from I will. It's coming from I have this new idea and this is what I really want. And it's clear sailing ahead. There's no obstacles. It's a yellow brick road. And the thing is too, is like once you're on that road, at the end of the road, you're basically going through a stargate, through a vortex.
Right.
And once so it started here with this, right? And it's like, no, I got a new idea and I'm going that way. And then as you're on the road, then you walk through the Stargate, and it's like, oh, this is the way like this now. It's almost like, trees grow upside down. Like it's just completely fascinating. I mean, what a beginning, right? And then I have the King of Pentacles, and the king knows what he's doing. He has a lot of experience. He has a lot of knowledge. Understands security, and he understands time. He really, because I to me the pentacles also represent, because it's the physical aspect of things, it's time.
Hmm.
He understands how valuable time is. He understands, like if you're really a good business person, it's like, okay, if we stay open an hour later, we're going to make that much more money. Maybe we need to cut the hours. And there's also this element of, like, if you're really good at business, like, and let's say you sell all these, you sell all these books, right? And you realize that these books aren't selling and they cost you 50 cents each, and you're selling them for $1.50 or $2, and you reduce them $1 and they're still not, it's like, I'm getting rid of them for a quarter because I need the shelf space, because
Yeah,
that is wasting the energy and the time. So there's this clarity and practicality. There's a clarity and a practicality that comes through the whole reading, in my
right.
humble
I
opinion.
like I like what you were saying about the with the Ace of Pentacles, the clear road, and then when you get there, you're going through this portal,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got the King of Pentacles, and you started talking about how the King of Pentacles deals with time.
Mm-hmm.
And so as we go through that portal, our our vision of time is going to be shifted too,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
What we value in time, is it the past, the present, the future? Because right now it feels like we're so focused on the present
Mm-hmm.
that we can't look at the past, we can't look at the future. It's just the present, and the political noise is so intense right now
Mm-hmm.
that that's all many people are focusing on.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when I said, I mean, interesting to me anyway, when I said, oh, I got little cards, you got little cards. You got the two aces, two little cards, which they're big, but still, nonetheless. So my card kind of goes with your cards. So I got the Sun card, right? And this is right. This is the illumination card of like the Ace of Pentacles,
Mm-hmm.
the Ace of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about the illumination of things,
Mm-hmm.
um, and so this is a new beginning. This is also, when I look at this card, it's all about enjoying the illumination, enjoying your time in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, we have sunshine here in California. Unbelievable. There is a sun. There is a sun, and it does shine. We're still like totally soaking wet, but nonetheless.
Another one is
Um,
coming, no?
what's that?
Is there another one coming, or are you done?
No, we're done. I think we have one or two little splash and dash things, nothing big.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be able to dry out and clean up and
Good, good, good.
start putting things back together again. So anyway, the sun, it's something new is coming. Enjoy it, play in that energy, and it's that newness that sometimes people go, oh, I don't want the new, I want to stay with the old. Well, we're getting the new anyway in
Mm-hmm.
this 3 months. It's just coming, so
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the ride, I got the
Wow.
Chariot,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
So this, yeah, so we're on the way.
Mm-hmm.
There, we can't stop this as
Mm-hmm.
much as we may want to try to slow it down a little bit. We're just going to keep going, and getting back to that portal energy of things just coming to us. And as we go through that portal energy, it's going to turn our worlds a little upside down. We're going to have to look at things from a complete different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this card may indicate a suspension or a timeout or whatever. I'm not getting it when it's next to the
Right.
Chariot. I
And
get that
the
it's,
sun also has movement. Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So both both of our readings are big portal changes.
Yeah. 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 You really got some big cards. I think the sun is probably, I think the sun is just about the most benefic in the deck, actually.
Most what?
The best card in the deck, I would say.
What'd you call it?
Benefic.
Benefic?
Yeah, like benefiting, benefit.
Oh, okay. Benefic. I'm going, is he speaking Spanish again?
Ah, sí.
Benefic.
Beneficio. Beneficidades, yo no sé.
I know where the bathroom. No. So yeah, but also your cards too. I mean, for minor arcana cards,
I
they're
got
like
two aces.
two aces, huge, and a king.
Right.
So
Knowledge.
you kind of bookended it.
Right. Right.
Nice.
Beginning and knowledge. Right.
Nice.
You know, if you
All
just
right, well,
break down.
let's move on. Let's see what the earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, what they get going on.
The grounding element, the practical ones, the
Yes.
workers, they're really all workers, all of them. Unafraid to get their hands dirty. And practical, really practical.
Right. And it's interesting. So I'm looking at my cheat sheet here, and one of the examples of people with the earth element, Martin Luther King Jr., which, you know, his holiday was yesterday, and it just reminded us all, you know, just to get out there and love everybody, treat everybody with respect, have a dream of unification, and don't stand down. When people start putting you down, you don't have to fight them. You just have to stand in your power. And that'll make them fall away. Just standing in your power. All right.
It's
Have
funny
you
you
pulled
should
your
say
cards?
that. Okay. Yeah, because you're saying like, let's all la la la. Because I mean, my whole reading as a whole, it's about community. It's like completely about community.
All right.
All right.
You want to go first?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's our little thing. And then maybe at the end, we'll do something where you go first. Okay.
Okay. I'll go first next.
I begin with the Two of Cups. Lovely. The Two of Cups is such a lovely card. It's so lovely. It has such this healing energy. So I read the Two of Cups in two different ways, okay? Because it's really kind of a mirror image. It's kind of a mirror image, sort of.
Right.
So sometimes this is really about meeting one's higher self, meeting what the higher part of oneself, and you know, almost going and saying to your higher self, it's like, I offer myself to you. I give everything in my heart to you. And your higher self saying, I give the same back to you, right? But this could also be.
That gave me chills.
Well, I mean, that's the Two of Cups. You know, it's not always like, because I mean, you know, sometimes when you're doing a love reading, it's like hubba, hubba, hubba. This is very like, I like you. And they like, I like you too. And it's very like that. It's very like, okay. Sometimes you create the Two of Cups like that. But also the Two of Cups is really this really interesting energy of, I'm loyal, I attract loyal people. I'm sincere, I attract sincere people. I'm kind, I attract kind people. That's the energy of the Two of Cups. Everything I put out, I'm met with. Everything I put out, I'm met with. And it's this equal exchange. Because, you know, sometimes in some relationships or some friendships or whatever, it's like you give everything and you get nothing back. Or they're so busy smothering you with everything that, you know, you're sort of like whatever you get. But this is equal. And it's balanced, and it's also, it's like a little DNA thing going on here. I mean, this is the healing, right? But it's also like this little DNA thing going on. So it's almost like you're reforming yourself or being reformed. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I have the Eight of Wands. I always read the Eight of Wands as really positive. So the Eight of Wands is like lots of new creative ideas coming at you, lots of new and awareness of your creativity, because 8 is always awareness. So there's like an awareness. It's like, well, that's a good idea, and that's a good idea, and that's a good idea, and maybe I could put them together, or which one is most fertile? Maybe this one will grow at this time, and that one will grow at that time. But I'm feeling a lot of community because I have the 6. I have the 6. So the 6 is like, sometimes when you read for someone one-on-one, and some people get a little nervous, right? When you're reading them, they're like, oh, am I this one? Am I that one? It's like, no, you're all 3.
Right.
Because this guy who's giving, right, he gets from giving, right? And there's also
Yeah.
this energy sometimes of, well, oh, I don't really want any help. Da, da, da. It's like, why would you deny somebody the opportunity to help you? Don't
Yeah.
deny the other person. So there's this energy of community, of giving and receiving, of having one hand out, one hand is giving and another hand is receiving. And there's a balance. Love is a beautiful card. This is also about persevering. It's a 6. It's like persevere. And the earth signs are really good at that. The earth signs are really good at that.
Yeah.
The earth signs are really good at that. It's like, well, I hit a bump. Okay, that was a bump, but I'm still on the road. They don't
Yep.
stop dead. It's like, oh, I'm giving up the trip. Like the earth signs don't do that. You really don't. All of them. So there's a real energy of newness coming in, of community coming in, of healing coming in, of balance. It's really lovely. It's really lovely.
Yeah.
Now tell me you have 3 big cards.
I have 3 big cards. So the first card, when you were talking about the 2 of Cups, I got the 2 of Cups. However, I got it in the Temperance card.
Oh,
All about balance, all about taking those 2 cups and mixing them together so that there is no separation, whatever that separation is in those cups is now one thing. She has one foot in the water and 1 foot on land. So she's very mutable. She's moving, although she's steady. So I love this card. New beginnings again with the sun coming up back here. The second card I got is the 10 of Cups, which is to me all about celebration. And it takes me back to that sun card, where just enjoy the mixing it up. Don't think that that you're gonna lose anything, even with your 6 of Pentacles. Don't think that because you're asking for help that you're not part of the whole mixture.
Absolutely.
Right? So we all play a part in it, and we all need to, I love when you said we all need to allow each person to have their gifts. So I need to give you something. Don't deny me that. I need to receive something. Don't deny yourself that by not asking for it. And the third card that I got is the 2 of Pentacles, which goes back to the balance of 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the earth. And we will, the guy does pretty good with the turbulence that they're going through with trying to get their footing. He manages that really well.
Always.
With all that turbulence around him, he's okay with it. He's got it. So this is, to me, it's like a little it's like a little magician card, because he's juggling so much and he's going, how do you do that? How do you, with the ships are not crazy in water, and how do you do with that? Well, he does it well. So
Yeah.
So
Yours
again, it's a changing, it's a blending of
a
energies
merge.
of your signs.
Yeah. It's like a merge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the air signs, it wasn't it was just hang on, get ready.
Right.
You're going through this new great experience. Both of these are going through that,
Yeah.
but it feels a little different. Cool.
Lovely.
Cool. All right. So here we go. Fire. Fire.
You know, it's in because I do all 12 signs every week, right? And before I start, it's like they kind of tell me, oh, start here, start there, you know. And certain weeks it's like I want to start with fire, right? And certain weeks I want to end with fire, or I want to end with earth to ground it, or it's interesting.
Yeah. It's funny how that pops up in our heads.
Yeah. And then, you know, so
Oh, it's
like I'll do it by element. I usually do it by element. So let's say I finished air and earth, and let's say now it's time for fire, you know, as I'm doing my weekly, and I'll sometimes I get a message and I'm like, who's it for? And they're like, it's for Leo or it's for Sagittarius. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So fire. Intuitive. Self-confident. Ready for the next moment.
Passionate, instinctual,
Yeah.
creative. They're really creative.
And that's Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Oh. Ooh. Hmm.
I start with the Three of Pentacles. The
Okay.
Three of Pentacles is about community. The Three of Pentacles is sometimes this is about real estate, right? You know what's really interesting? You know how I read the Three of Pentacles lately? There's something subconscious going on because they're in the dark. So they're in the dark. It's like there's something brewing back there. You're not really quite sure what it is, but it's almost like all your guides and angels are like saying, and you have like an inkling. It's like, is the light on in the church? I wonder why the light's on in the church. It's midnight. Why is the light on in the church?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go back to sleep. So that sometimes I really get that from the Three of Pentacles. That's the way I read it lately. It's like there's something you're building something that it's not quite ready to be revealed yet, but
Yeah.
it's definitely brewing back there. Okay.
I like that. I like the Three of Pentacles because you have the two people giving them plans and it's like, oh, change your plans.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So it's like, oh,
I know. And you know that this guy is doing all the work. Like the Freemason guy, he's doing all the work. It's like, well, I'm the architect and I'm the priest and la la la. And he's like, again.
yeah. Again.
I
Yeah.
used to do window display for many, many, many years. And I worked for, I don't want to say the company, but a very big company. You'd all know it. Very over
Macy's.
the top, Madison Avenue. And they have this whole plan, and everyone's like pretending they're busy. It was really annoying because it's like, I'm here to work. I'm not here to like play a game. Anyway, 3 days into it, first of all, we initially were going to have this like really conservative with furniture, and we're putting it all together, and we're painting the walls and da da da. And I dressed all the mannequins, which isn't that easy to dress them correctly. Then, like 3 days into it, oh, we're going Southwest Adobe. Like, how do you? So then we had to start stuccoing and making arches and whatever. They paid
Yeah.
well, but it took them a long time. We get like, it was like 12 weeks to get your money. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now we move on. I have the lovers. To me, the lovers is the most beautiful card in the whole deck. To me, the lovers is the most beautiful card in the whole deck. So the lovers is about duality. It's about bringing together the opposites, right? But there's also this, and first of all, it's illuminated by Uriel. It's illuminated by Uriel. So the angel of light. This is about a contract. This is about a contract. It's about a choice, but it's about a contract. It's about a contract between man and woman. It's about a contract between man and God, right? So I think subconsciously, this is what's going on. It's like, it's almost like you're talking to God and saying, I want to make another deal. You're like, I think it's time to make another deal. Maybe I need to invite you in more. Maybe I need to say, maybe I need to follow the lead more. Maybe I think it's time for a new contract. I think it's time for different choices. I think it's time for different choices. Okay. And then because I get the Five of Wands. And the
Oh,
Five of Wands is like, there's a lot going on in this card. It's really an interesting card. It's a change, right? So I feel like this is a change. I feel like this is it. I'm tired of fighting myself. I'm tired of like not being clear. And I think the contract that's made is sort of like bring in the clarity, bring in the clarity, and I'm gonna consciously or unconsciously follow the directions because I don't really know what's up.
yeah.
I don't really know what's up. So it's like, Oriel, will you lead me? Will you lead me? Because I'm really tired of the chaos. I'm trying to, and also trying to make sense of all these things. Because you know how I see this? You're going to love this. I feel like they're all speaking five different languages, but five different languages, it's not like they're all Latin based. Like one is like Sino-Chinese, one is Sub-Saharan Africa, one is Mesoamerican, one is European. It's like nobody understands each other on any level. So did you remember that there was a Batman, right? I think it was Mr. Freeze, and he shot his freeze gun and he took all the diplomats and he made them into powder. And then Batman somehow put them together, but the Japanese one was speaking German, and the German one was speaking French, and the French one was speaking Chinese because they got all mixed.
Oh, geez.
Like that's the way it is. So it's like instead of this clutter in my head, I choose to be illuminated. That's what I got.
I like it. But Batman, Mr. Freeze, who's Batman? Was that George Clooney?
No, no, I'm talking about the TV series. Mr.
Oh,
Freeze was Otto Preminger.
Otto Preminger. Okay. Okay. Because they had Mr. Freeze, and that was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh
I
yeah.
couldn't watch. I
I
couldn't
mean,
watch that one.
yeah.
I'm like,
Now I'm
anyway.
talking to me, Batman is like the television series. To me, Batman is campy,
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
yeah. All right. Here's what I got with this. Interesting that you got the Three of Pentacles. I got the Three of Wands for the
Wow.
first one. So this is you're either watching your ship come in, you're either watching it go out, you're planning, you're looking at things, how are things going? It's more of a review of where you are and what you see leaving you or coming towards you.
Hmm.
In this deck, it feels like the ships are leaving, they're
Hmm.
going away. And so this is you looking at what you're letting go of.
Hmm.
And so these ships are full of goods that you have sent off, and you're going to be receiving something in the near future as they come back for your goods that you sent off.
Hmm.
We're not sure what it is yet,
Hmm.
but you've already got plans for that,
Hmm.
and you're already thinking what you want to bring into your life. The second card I got was the King of Cups. And this one is all about being calm, being on top of your emotions. It's even though there's some rough rough times going on here because you're a king in the middle of an ocean, but you've got your cement platform, so you're pretty solid, even though all this chaos and all this emotion is going around you. The third card I got is the Death card. Big portal energy. Right? And it was something that you were talking about. Your three cards, tell me what your three cards were again, real
Three of
quick.
Pentacles, Lovers, Five of Wands.
It was the Lovers card, bringing in something new, having a contract with something new. So you have the higher authority, you know, that is talking with death, bringing something new in. You're not quite sure what you're going to be getting in this new day, but you are letting go of something. And in that letting go of it, the King of Cups is reminding you, you've got this. Stay grounded. Stay where you are. You've already sent your ships out. They're going to come back with some new wealth that you can create something new with. So this is all about new creation. My three cards coming into this fire energy.
Well, I mean, even this is really about new creation.
It is. Yeah. So far, we haven't really deviated from one throw or the other. They've all been blending in.
Yeah.
Really, really clear.
That's because Spirit is with us.
Yes. And I cheat. So
Spirit is always with all of us. I mean, that's, you know, oh, I want to be more spiritual. It's like, you don't really have to try very hard. You're already part of the Godhead.
Right.
All you have to do is tune in.
Just tune in. Yeah. And a lot of it goes back to that Six of Pentacles. Ask. Ask. So often we just don't ask. Too often. All right, moving on to the water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is me, since I is a Cancer, I is a water sign.
Me too. I as a Scorpio, I as a water sign too.
Ooh. I'm not gonna piss you off. No. Me, you can
the thing is about Scorpio that people don't really understand is that we'll take a lot. We'll really take a lot. But if you really hurt us, it's not coming out of a place of anger, it's coming out of a place of sadness, of grief, of hurt. So that's when we like, no. Yeah. Cancer likes to walk away from it, right? Cancer goes sideways. It's like, I'm avoiding this, I'm avoiding it. Scorpio goes deep into it. And Pisces goes back and forth.
I always have a little switch in my head, and I just hear it, and it's like, and once that switch flips, I'm like, I'm not taking responsibility for anything I say or do, because I'll look back on it and go, what the hell? What just happened? And it's because hurt, anger, what, you pushed me too far. I tried to walk sideways away, you wouldn't let me, and bam. Yeah.
And also Scorpio and Cancer, we hold on. Yeah. All right, water.
Wow.
I start with one of my favorite cards for the minors, the Six of Wands.
Ah, yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I could go so deep on this card, you have no idea. Okay. So 6 is perseverance. This is the Hollywood card. That's what I call it, the Hollywood card. This is really about being admired. This is about being loved. This is about being supported. My understanding of this card, bless you, There's also messages from spirit, and I mean it's water sign, so there's a lot of messages coming through. My understanding of this card is King David. That my understanding is King David. So the understanding is that, so like it's so weird. I'm such a like kind of occulty witch queenie, but I went to yeshiva and I still have all that stuff in my head. So the big difference between David and Solomon is that God said to David, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you this. And no matter what David did, and David did some really messed up stuff, he still got it. Solomon, on the other hand, was like, if you do this, you'll get this, but if you do that, you'll get this. Not with David. He's so completely beloved and so supported that no matter what he does, he's in a state of admiration. It's kind of the heart of the matter. It's this energy of really, in a certain way, unconditional love, of being elevated to your highest self, and then allow there's this energy of you're so good at what you do, and we love you so much. We're going to allow you to do whatever you need to do. It's a beautiful card. Okay. And then I have the Ace of Swords, right? So it's a whole new beginning. And
Yeah.
new beginning is really understanding that you're completely beloved and supported.
Yeah.
And then I have the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands, a lot of times it's a 10, it's completion. But we all read it as like, oh, the burden, you're going to drop the burden. This is also bringing in the harvest. This is bringing in the harvest. So it's this energy of really gathering your passion and gathering your intuition, and as the leader in your life. And this is also a card of leadership. So I think it's really about gathering your energy and making it into something useful and productive and passionate and creative. I really feel like that. There's this energy of gathering in a good way. It's like, because there's going to be a lot going on, like emotionally, and it's like, okay, well, I'm kind of getting this together, and it's like, okay, now I got this together, and now, I have a beautiful bouquet. Now I have a beautiful bouquet. Like that's
Yeah.
the way I feel about it. It's a nice energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, let me just piggyback on that a little bit, because I got the 10
Oh
of
my
Wands.
God, it's so weird.
Um, and when you were talking about this, I totally agree with what you're saying about gathering the harvest. I never saw it in that way, so that's really cool.
I rarely see it that way, honestly.
What's that?
I rarely see it that way.
Well, when we read, for me anyway, there'll be things I go, oh, I never even saw that in that. So it for me, reading tarot, it's always a surprise.
Yeah,
I'm
me
always
too.
learning new things about this. But this is for me, in my interpretation of this spread, it's all about the gathering of your passions.
Mhm.
And you may have water signs. Maybe I'm talking about me. um, gathering up too much stuff,
Mm.
and it's blocking the vision
Mhm.
of where you're going, and maybe
Mhm.
you need to let some of that go a
Mhm.
little bit. Either way, you've got a lot of wands that you're carrying. You're doing a pretty good job with it. It's still, you're kind of being hunched over, so it's kind of a heavy load, but you're making your way.
Mhm.
You can't really see where you're going. But then I got the Page of Pentacles, which is really new,
Mhm.
young start to a project.
Mhm.
And this is a singular project where you got 10 of them.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, so maybe think about letting some things go and paring them down and focusing in on something new, just a singular thing instead of all 10 of them. There's a lot going on in the back. There's some farmland that's been plowed. It's ready for seed. but maybe you've planted the seed already, but here you're looking at something new. So this is something totally new that is that you're bringing forth, not something that you've done over and over again. The next card I got is a 6, but it's the giving and receiving card. So again, it's like as we go on this journey and we're pairing our wands to try to get to something singular, don't forget to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, is this something, and this is where, you can ask for a reading, a specific reading on something. Is this something that I should let go of or hang on to? What's the energy? Because sometimes we get so lost in what we're carrying that we can't see clearly enough. And so it's ask for help. Ask for a little bit more clarity. And if you can't figure it out with meditation and tapping into your higher source, then ask somebody else. And that's it for the 4 signs.
That's it for the 4 signs. That's it for the 4 signs. Should we do one generally for everybody?
Sure. Just a general. Yeah. Final general. What is it that we need to hear as a community? What is it that we need to hear as a community that we're not listening to? All right. I'm going to go first. Okay. So I got 2 pages and a king, and they're bookend. The 2 pages are bookending the king energy. So pages are new, young, maybe a little impetuous. They haven't thought things out too clearly. They're just, let's start going. Let's do this. So the Page of Wands, a lot of fire energy, a lot of passion, new ideas, new growth, a lot of new opportunities that are coming your way, that if you just get quiet with it and think about it, and just allow the energy to come in so that we can think about our new growth and where we're going with this. The next card I got is the King of Pentacles. The king is, obviously, he's a mature guy. He's reached all his goals. He has made all his mistakes. He's still gone through with it. He's got a lot of, well, obviously, a lot of resources. He's in touch with nature. As you can see, his throne is just covered in grape leaves. And he's really peaceful in all of his accomplishments. And then I got the Page of Swords, where he's taking off, and it's like from the king energy of I've made it. It's like, okay, you've done that. Now start over again with a new way of looking at things and swing for the fences. We may make some mistakes and trip it up. Just keep swinging for the fences. And this is like also a sword of truth that comes out too. So it's a lot of young energy that, but the central energy that we have is this King of Pentacles. And so even though we may feel like, oh, what are we doing? with as we shift into this new awareness, know that we still have that King of Pentacles energy that is grounding us as we have these page energies off to the sides.
Yeah, well, I mean, we
Does that
spoke
make
about,
any sense at all?
yeah. Well, we spoke about initially, oh, do you feel this new energy? It's like, I have the end of a way of thinking and the new dawn rising. I have the end of a way. And I know people get freaked out by this card, but it's such a beautiful card. The colors, it's so
Yeah,
amazing. And there's
right.
no blood, everybody. It's symbolic. It's the end of a way of thinking and a new dawn rising. It's like it just doesn't work for me anymore. I can't even grasp it anymore. Like, did I used to really think like that? I don't even know. And then
Now
I
that
get
wasn't your sister that you kicked down the stairs, was it?
no.
Sorry. Sorry.
And then I have two aces.
Oh,
So it is a new beginning. It really is a new beginning. It
yeah.
really is a new beginning. You know, so I already spoke about the Ace of Pentacles. So interestingly, now you want to go there. If I had my glasses, they're a little, these are lilies, right?
Yeah.
That's Gabriel. That's Gabriel. You know, giving you the messages, telling you where to go, giving you the illumination, right? It's straight
Mm-hmm.
ahead. It's straight ahead. It's kind of like, sometimes I go with this card, how you're looking for the milk in the refrigerator? It's on the top
Yeah.
shelf in the middle. It's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's like, it's on the top shelf in the middle.
Yeah.
Right. And then I have the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands, especially because spring is coming, right? We're talking, this is like an early spring reading. You have 2 pages.
Right.
Plant something new.
Plant something.
Plant something new and expect it to grow. And when you were talking about the pages, for me, pages also have this energy because it's a youth energy. They don't have the experience of failure. So for them, there's this optimism. It's like, of course it'll work. And it
Yeah.
does. It's like beginner's luck. It's like, yeah, I think I'll try it. And then it works. And everyone's like,
Right.
oh, it doesn't really work like that. Oh. And it's like, you try and it's like, it worked.
Yeah.
I always feel like that energy with the pages. Right?
You're so right. And there's always somebody telling that page, you can't do it that way.
Right.
You can't short yourself. No, you've got to take these steps. And they go,
Right.
I'm just swinging for the fences. I'm just
Right.
going.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to shoot as many arrows as I can, and eventually one of them will end up where it's supposed to end up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that. And yeah, I know that because the pages, I like the page energy because it has this energy of trying something new and yeah, it'll work. There's an
Yeah.
enthusiasm to them.
Right.
And
Very much like the aces.
yeah.
So it's interesting. You got 2 aces. I got 2 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the aces also, because the aces are a little weird. I mean, all the cards are weird, but it's like this freaking weird hand floating around. What the hell is that? I feel like it's always a gift from the universe. It's like, here you go.
Here you
Here you
go.
go.
And it's almost
Amazing.
not like, here you go. It's like, if you don't pay attention to it, we're going to hit you over the head with it.
Yeah, especially that one.
Yeah.
And then the Ace of Swords also could be slice and dice.
Yeah. Right. Got to be careful of that.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ace of Swords really can go both ways in a way.
Yeah.
All
Cool.
right. Well, I'm so glad we read really well together. We read really
We do.
well.
Your tarot knowledge is off the chart. Just got to say that.
Oh, thank you.
It's great. So, I mean, I learn every time I watch you, every time I read with you, I learn a little bit more. So
Thank you.
awesome.
Well, you know what? I think, but we all have something to learn from one another. Like your interpretation of the 3 of Wands is really interesting. This letting go and allowing in and letting go and allowing in. Because for me, a lot of time, and I get it. I mean, it makes perfect sense. But the way for me, like the Three of Wands is like, I'm really anticipating good things happening, and I'm going to go down to the shore and wait for my money. I'm waiting for my wool. I'm waiting for my gold. I'm waiting for my furs. I'm waiting because I know it's
Yeah,
coming. Oh, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
because that's the thing about tarot, it's continually changing, and I have certain one, and then there are certain cards that I have 30 interpretations for.
yeah,
And
right.
then other ones I have like three or four.
Yeah. And it depends, and then you got to blend it with the card in front and the card
Absolutely. No,
behind
they have to, yeah, yeah, because it's a story we're telling. It's not
Right.
just, well, this is this and this is the, it's like I'm making a stew.
Yeah,
I'm making a stew. So the tomato influences the onion, influences yeah. It's
absolutely.
like if I add mushrooms, it'll be different. If I add potatoes, it'll be different. It'll be different. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I need to get running.
All right.
Thank you, Jeffrey. This
Blessings.
has been awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So everybody like and subscribe.
Yes,
Make
likes again, subscribe and become members and hire us for readings. And I do IET and
IET.
yeah, IET, it's a healing modality where I can help
Oh,
people
okay.
release trauma. Yeah. Yeah, it's really big stuff. And I do pendulum clearing and chakra clearing and all kinds of stuff like that. All
Awesome.
the information is
Yeah.
on my site. And what else, Danny? Aside from readings, you do any other like shamany stuff?
I do shamany stuff.
Sorry.
It's
Now you can see why I'm so good at Spanish because I speak English so well.
shamany stuff, but I don't it's mainly just for me. Sometimes I'll teach a class on it,
Hmm.
a journey class,
Hmm.
but we are Kim and I guess I can say this now because I think it's actually live. We're going to be going to Mount Shasta again in
Nice.
June. And so we're
Kim,
going to be
Intuitive View, right?
no
Oh,
medium Kim,
Kim, Medium Kim, right?
medium Kim. Yeah.
She has a
And
lovely energy.
yes,
You can feel it.
great.
I've never spoken to her, but like it just comes out of the screen. Really does.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, we went last year and we all hooked up there. It was kind of not planned. And Dr. Gale was there, Medium Kim was there, my brother and myself. And we went up to the mountain, and at 8 o'clock every day we would meditate. And the power of that was just phenomenal.
Mhm.
So we decided to do 4 days up there. And
Isn't Shasta one of the earth chakras?
yes,
Which
it's the
one?
root chakra,
It's the root chakra, really.
right?
And I
And
know that there are chakras down here in Mexico. I think Teotihuacan is one of them, actually.
yeah,
It's either
I'm not,
Teotihuacan or Palenque.
yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
A big, huge Lemurian connection
Hmm.
via Lemuria, Hawaii, Catalina, and um, so we're going to explore all that
Hmm.
and just dig into it a little bit and just have a blast. So we're going to be doing that in June.
That's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I'll put a link down below on my
Yeah, I feel
video.
like I'm supposed to be working with like earth energy and chakra energy here too, but I'm not really quite sure where it is, but I know it'll reveal itself as it does.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
not
I
really
want to
quite
do some of
sure.
those pendulum ley line earth things that Nancy
Hmm.
Jean was talking about.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that there's a park right here by me. I'm pretty sure there's ley lines going through it because I was noticing that there were a lot of trees that had the things on them, like in a row. I was,
Oh,
oh, isn't that interesting? And I
yeah.
walked by there, and it's like 10 minutes from my house. And I walked by there twice yesterday. I was like, maybe that's why I really like this park. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's certain thing, so I don't know a lot about this. However, I'll speak like I do. There seems to be energy lines, ley lines, and dragon lines. And energy lines can be running in your room of your house. And then the ley lines are a little more powerful, I think. And then the dragon lines are big, 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 big. And there are people that are adjusting those energetic lines. And I think I'm getting a sense that those lines are going to be straightening up within these next couple of months. So we'll see. Something to look into anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Blessings. Thank
All
you
right.
for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Do I hit end? No, I'm going to hit